almost a year old. Well, it will be in November of this year, but I felt like it was worth highlighting anyways. This is out of John Hopkins University. Psychedelic treatment with psilocybin relieves major depression, study finds. Let's take a look. That's pretty interesting, right? In a small study of adults with major depression, Johns Hopkins medicine researchers report that 2 doses of the psychedelic substance psilocybin given with supportive psychotherapy produced rapid and large reductions in depressive symptoms, with most participants showing improvement and half of study participants achieving remission through the 4-week follow-up. Wow. I mean, that is pretty fucking impressive. Just 2 doses along with the psychotherapy. Most of the participants improved and half achieved remission of these major depressive symptoms in 4 weeks. Like, that's huge. Compound found in so-called magic mushrooms, psilocybin produces visual and auditory hallucinations and profound changes in consciousness over a few hours after ingestion. 2016, John Hopkins medicine researchers first reported that treatment with psilocybin under psychologically supported conditions significantly relieved existential anxiety and depression in people with a life-threatening cancer diagnosis. And it seems like this research is just showing that, there's even more benefits, outside of that particular setting when, you couple using the psilocybin mushrooms under, supervised psychotherapy as well. The magnitude of the effect we saw was about 4 times larger than what clinical trials have shown for traditional antidepressants on the market. Wow. You wonder why maybe, there hasn't been as much research or willingness to look into, these so-called, alternative maybe modalities, treatment methods for things like depression or anxiety. Not a whole lot of money, is required to, cultivate psilocybin, mushrooms. Pretty fucking easy if you really wanted to do that. Obviously, highly illegal, but super, super profitable for these pharmaceutical industries to keep developing these, antidepressants. Says Alan Davis, PhD, adjunct assistant professor of psychiatry and behavioral sciences at the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine. Quote, because most other depression treatments take weeks or months to work and may have undesirable effects. I mean, you see that on these commercials for all these pharmaceuticals, like the fucking laundry list of the horrible things that they can cause is usually as long, if not longer, as the symptoms that they're supposed to help with, This could be a game changer if these findings hold up in future gold standard placebo-controlled clinical trials. The published findings cover only a 4-week follow-up in 24 participants, all of whom underwent 2 5-hour psilocybin sessions under the direction of researchers like that. To get into that particular aspect of therapy or psychotherapy, I think would be super amazing. Just how powerful and moving these experiences can be for, people, and all the positive things they get out of that, and be able to help kind of walk and guide them through that. Oh my God, that would be a pretty cool job. Because there are several types of major depressive disorders that may result in variation in how people respond to treatment. I was surprised that most of our study participants found the psilocybin treatment to be effective, said Roland Griffiths, PhD, the Olive Lee McCabe III Professor in Neuropsychopharmacology of Consciousness at the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine. He says the major depression treated in the new study may have been different than the reactive form of depression in patients they study in the 2016 cancer trial. Griffith said his team was encouraged by public health officials to explore psilocybin's effects in the broader population of those with major depressive disorders because of the much larger potential public health impact. So 24 people in the study, average age 39, 16 women, 22 as white, Asian, one person African American. Participants had to taper off any antidepressants prior to the study with the help of their personal physician to ensure safe exposure to this experimental treatment. Pretty amazing, though. It'd be interesting to see like how much exactly they were given of this psilocybin. Each treatment session lasts approximately 5 hours, lying on the couch, wearing eye shades and headphones that played music in the presence of the monitors. Pretty interesting. For the entire group, 67% showed more than a 50% reduction in depression symptoms at the 1-week follow-up. I mean, that is 2/3 showing a 50% reduction in depressive symptoms. Let's see, I believe this from Tim Ferriss, I believe this study to be a critically important proof of concept for the medical approval of psilocybin for treatment of depression, a condition that I personally struggled with for decades. Pretty amazing, right? That's cool. The researchers will say they'll follow for a year, see how it lasts, report it later. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, more than 17 million people in the U.S. and 300 million people worldwide have experienced major depression. I mean, that's pretty amazing, right? Wow. So really, really cool stuff. And it'd be interesting to see what their follow-up research shows as far as how long the positive impacts of this, 2 sessions of, getting dosed, getting a psilocybin dose coupled with the, psychotherapy. But again, not super surprising, especially if you've had any experience with, mushrooms, magic mushrooms, psilocybin, however you like to refer to them, as being just hugely powerful. But set and setting, super important. Who you're around, what environment you're in, how much you take, what kind of mental stuff you have going into it, all play a role. So make sure you're in a decent headspace, for this, or it's going to, bring that stuff up, whether you like it or not. Just some words of caution there, because it can be very, very powerful, lots of fun, but make sure you're with, some good people to trust. Make sure their energy's good. Make sure the setting where you're consuming them is, calming and supportive. Make sure you probably want to start off with a little bit and work your way up. It can take, a little bit while to digest and metabolize in your system, but really awesome research. And again, not surprising, because after dosing with these, like the next day, it's like, damn, you do feel like you processed like a whole hell of a lot and were able to move through some baggage. Like the video if you like the damn video. Subscribe for more content. Become a Patron if you're so inclined. See that information down below. All part of the people. Peace. Much love.